Hello, hola, namaste. Welcome to this gorgeous world of Mighty Soul, which helps you in transforming your lives into conscious, positive, and spiritual lives. Today's topic is quite an interesting one where I hit my 30s last year, and the other day I was sitting and analyzing what are the things that I have learned and what are the things that I thought I should not have done, or good that I have not walked that path. So I have jotted down 6 to do things and 5 not to do things, which equals to 30 years. I'm sure this will benefit you even if you are in the beginning of your 20s or towards the end of your 20s. The things that I have included in the video are actually quite practical and I find they are extremely important. So if you are interested in this, then keep on watching. Or if this is the first time that you are on this channel, then hi, I'm Mounika. I'm a life law of attraction coach and a spiritual healer. I make videos here on mental wellness, inner healing, law of attraction, and conscious and positive way of living. If you think that this content is the right content for you and if you want to support this platform, then I would love to see you being a part of this family by hitting that subscription button over there. So let's not waste any more time and straight away jump into the topic. Here we are beginning with the 6 to do things. The first important one is invest time in knowing more about emotional balance or emotional quotient. From the age of 14 or 15, obviously we all know that the hormonal development and everything happens. So when the hormones develop, that's when the emotions will have definitely a major role to play. So 14 to 20, most of the time is gone into understanding what exactly this emotion is and how to handle this. We don't know much about it. So at least in our 20s, it's important for us to know more about this emotional balance, as this is one particular thing that's gonna help you for the rest of your life, whatever age that you might be. And the best part is, if you gain good knowledge about this particular topic, then you would be able to educate your kids as well, your siblings, other kids, your friends, and a lot many people. So like many of us, I was also very emotionally imbalanced till the beginning of my 20s, and then I've started studying more about this whole concept, and that's when I understood how important it is for us to know or have that wisdom of what exactly this emotional balance, emotional quotient is all about. And there are many books that are available out there for you to actually get the required information. Most importantly, you have to start observing yourself and people around you, but prior to that, you have to promise yourself that you're not gonna judge, because for the next 1 to 2 years you are collecting knowledge with respect to this in the real world, that is in the practical life. So if you become too judgmental of, oh, that person is too emotional, oh, this person is so and so, that particular group is so and so, the moment you start judging is the moment you will stop analyzing that particular thing. So instead, start observing, start making a note of how people are behaving in situations. How could they behave, not just with the others, but even you have to analyze your own self as well. You should not be too critical of yourself. At the same time, you should not be too generous of your emotions as well. You have to be practical. That's when you would collect the actual information or actual data with respect to this entire topic, right? So now moving on to point number 2. This particular thing I have been telling to so many people, which I have developed in the other half of my 20s, and that is reading books. I can't emphasize enough on how important reading books or the habit of reading books is. You might be thinking, same routine, boring thing, reading book, everybody says the same. But guys, I don't know if I can say most or all, but just to be on the safe side, I will say most successful or happiest or joyful people that are living on the planet today have the habit of reading books at one or the other point in time. But most importantly, even the biggest of the biggest CEOs, most successful people, and even the spiritually enlightened people have this habit of reading books consistently. It's important for you to read a good number of self-help books. At the same time, you can have your share of novels, or you can have your share of thrillers and all of that. But essentially, as I promote spirituality and also positive and conscious way of living, I would ask you to read as many self-help and inner growth oriented books. Also books on finance, investment, success. All these books are also extremely important. Put a little bit of a money, maybe 500 to 1000 rupees is good enough. You can put that money every month aside and invest that money into purchasing great books for yourself. Pick a book that would entertain you, at the same time give you some sort of a value. Point number 3. Self-analysis every single day for just 20 minutes. This has been a game changer in my own life. 5 to 6 years back, started actually analyzing myself every single day before going to bed. I used to ask myself, what are the things that I have done today? What are the things that I could have done, both externally and also internally, for me to experience peace and calm? I used to ask myself, did I react well in this situation? What has stopped me from being calm in that situation? What has stopped me from not being little more positive or compassionate or empathetic? Or why was I little rude then? Or what exactly happened to me? Why did I lose my anger? Why did I lose the control upon my own emotions? Is it the mistake of the other person or mine? If it's the other person's mistake, how could have I told the other person that, hey, this is not the right way of approach, and whatever you say actually hurt me, so maybe we can be a little more kind and compassionate to each other. This one helped me immensely. Initially, I used to realize after the situation, but as I continued progressing in my self-analysis, I used to start thinking right in the situation. Okay, right now I am the situation. How best can I respond in this situation? What best I can do? I want the situation to end up in an amicable manner. So what can I do about it? And I used to particularly do it at every night before going to bed. And I used to be brutally honest with myself. Initially, you have to learn to be brutally honest with yourself, and then eventually you'll develop the courage to be honest in front of others as well. So begin with yourself. I'm sure you would thank yourself later. Point number 4. Physical activity. Obviously, everybody today is speaking about physical activity, the importance of it. Yes, unlike 20-30 years back, the amount of work that we do today or the comfort that we are receiving today has completely been transformed from, I don't know if it's for good or bad, but for the bodies, for our physical bodies, it's definitely doing more damage than good. Right, the food that we are consuming. This lack of physical effort is impacting the psychological or the mental state of each individual as well. So include 30 minutes, not more than 30 minutes, but 30 minutes of some sort of a physical activity at least 4 to 5 times a week. You need not go and hit the gym every single day, just how the movie stars does, because that's their job. But if you are interested, that would be wonderful. But if that's not possible, then 30 minutes of physical activity is definitely something that your body and your mind very well deserves. So give it and lead a fantastic happy life, not just physically but also mentally. Do not ignore this. Now, point number 5. Prioritize your family and your career more than anything else. Times have changed. Unlike the olden days, the friendships or whatever that we have in our life, or whatever the time that we spend for each other, maybe by gossiping, or maybe by thinking too much about others, or maybe just getting emotionally attached and wasting all of our time. Instead of that, you prioritizing your family and your career is the most important. From my understanding and from obviously the situation of the world, these family and career, these are the two things that will stay with you for the longest period of your life, right? And I have seen so many broken families where they have not spent the quality actual heart-to-heart talk type of a relationship during their 20s. This 20 to 30 years is extremely crucial. That's when you can form a solid kind of a relationship. At the same time, you can kind of break a relationship as well. And also the career, the amount of time that we get in our 20s and 30s is much more than any other time. We are mentally and intellectually ready to grow ourselves or grasp a lot of wisdom that is available. So this is the time. It would be great if we invest our time into learning incredible skills that will help you to monetize and improve your career. So it's very important. Prioritize career and also family. Now the 6th point is obviously finances. So investment for yourself, for your better future, At the same time, charity, which is giving some of our blessings or sharing some of our blessings with others. These two are equally important in everyone's life. The one who gets absolute financial clarity in between 20 to 30s, when they understand how to handle money, because that's when we are in that kind of an age where we splurge money and at the same time we don't care about the future, or we do a lot of stuff with money as we are earning, and we are excited we are earning, and there are so many things, there are so many businesses out there which tempt us to buy their products and all of that. Yes, of course, it's life, you have to enjoy, you have to go on vacations, you have to have fun. I also do this all the time, but at the same time I make sure that some portion of the money that I earn every month goes into my investment so that I can have a safe, secured future. You are blessed with the money that you are receiving. Why don't you share this financial blessing with others who are genuinely looking for some sort of a need? In case by any chance if you are not earning, that's totally fine. You have something that is even more valuable than money. That is your energy and time. You can spend your time or energy into serving others, which is much more valuable than money. So if you can do that, that would be amazing. These are the 6 to-do things or qualities that you have to inculcate into yourself that would pay you off very, very well throughout your future. Now let's discuss about 5 not to do things or things that you should not inculcate into yourself. Here we go. Most important, laziness or procrastination. I truly can't say anything about, because I have been a victim of laziness. I'm someone who would, if there is a task to be completed, I think I'll be on time. But if there is no particular schedule designed, then I'll be the laziest person on the planet ever. Even now I have certain laziness issues for sure, I have to admit it. But at the same time, I would never procrastinate the important task, or I would not make my life as a wasted life. So if any of you are suffering from, I consider laziness is some sort of a mental disease or bodily disease. Don't take it offensively, but yes, if someone is addicted to laziness, then it's too difficult to come out of it. And this particular 20 to 30 can make you super active or can make you super lazy. So it's important for us to include some or the other new skills, learning of new skills every 1-2 years, because every new skill will give you that excitement to get out of your couch or get out of your bed and go there and do that. At the same time, one best thing that always helps me is keep your room or keep your home organized and clean, and hygiene, of course. Somehow that is related to your mental state and mind. The moment you have your room and house clean is the moment you have your mind clean. That's when there will be not much scope of laziness. Number 2, I have come across a lot of people who would always blame their lack of emotional balance on mood swings, and especially I have found this thing in women where people have taken this so much for granted. Guys, yes, I'm a woman. I know what exactly happens during periods, and I know what exactly happens before periods, during periods, and in the middle of the month. Yes, I do go through that all the time, but there is a limit to that as well. It's not that always women have mood swings. Anyone who does not have lack of a proper balance on their emotions, they immediately point it out on their health. You have no idea how law of attraction works in this particular thing. Why do we always blame our bodies or our minds or just the period cycle for the mood swings? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days maximum in a month, yes. But if you are having terrific mood swings for a period of like 15 days every month, then that's something definitely you have to look into. But if you genuinely think it's because of the health issue, then you can absolutely go and see the doctors, because they are experts in the field. So they would tell you what exactly you can do with respect to it. But prior to that, do that proper self-analysis. If it's truly your lack of emotional that balance, or is it like your way of escaping from not being a better version of yourself? So it's mandatory and high time that you understand, analyze. I would always say, even to my one-on-one clients, that exactly what I say. Self-analysis is the key, or is the first step to self-transformation. So please focus, please invest time in yourself and understand your mind, your body, your emotions, because we winning the world is a different story, but most importantly is we winning our own self, having control upon our own thoughts, emotions, mind. Do not use it as an escape strategy for you to come out of a situation or wherein you fight with someone and you would just blame mood swings. No, that's now. Number 3, bitching and gossiping. Obviously, I cannot not include this one because we all know how much, especially in the early 20s, wherein we are in our college days, wherein there's a lot of comparisons that happen, there's a lot of egos, jealousies and everything. That's when we don't know a lot about ourselves. So in this phase, in this particular initial 20s or late teens, that's when we actually start bitching and gossiping a lot, because that would be more interesting and our bodies and minds would love this thing. And even I was a victim of this particular quality during my early 20s. And when the whole spirituality or the conscious or the positive living came into my life, or rather I've chosen to walk a different path, that's when I have realized, oh my god, why did I do all these things back in the day? I don't know. Try not gossiping or not bitching. That's when you would actually know, wow, you would develop a sense of self-love and you would develop some sort of a self-respect once you stop all these things. So just try maybe for like 6 months to 1 year, although that might be so interesting because people around might be doing that, but have that little bit of a self-control, and that's for your own good. Now the 4th one is consuming too much of junk and also consuming alcohol. I know so many people right now, like I have seen how many restaurants, cafes and how many food courts or food zones are there today when compared to maybe 2015 or 2010. They are huge. Every street have 2 to 3 food places there, and at the same time alcohol has become cheaper or alcohol has become different. I don't know much about it, but these are definitely 2 things. It spoils mental health, emotional health as well as physical health. They definitely don't do any good at all, but at the same time, once in a while if you consume some sort of, I also love cheese burst pizza and I love my hot chocolate brownies, and there are very few junk food items that I love, but I make sure I consume it very consciously and once in a while as in not every 3 days, once in a while as in once every 2 to 3 months, or even if it's like a cheese burst pizza, I have it like once every 6 months. But that particular time when I'm having it, I will put 100% focus and also be so grateful while eating it that I will not have much more cravings after that. The final to not do list is the one point that I have been hearing a lot of late from especially people between 20 to 30s is getting too much emotionally and mentally attached to people in life, be it like a love relationship or a friendship or whatever it is. I am not including family in this because family, it's like blood relation. So you having emotions upon your family members is so natural. I'm talking about the outside relationships other than family. So you invest too much emotionally, unknowingly you would think that this friend is the friend for life and this relationship is the relationship of life. When you invest too much into something and you become too close to that, that's when you would start seeing flaws in that particular relationship. And the moment you start seeing flaws in that is the moment you would step backwards. Why is this happening to me? It's not working out for me. You have changed. Earlier you were like this. You used to be my best friend. You used to call me every day, but right now you're not calling even on my birthdays, and blah 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 blah. There are a lot of things that happens. Whenever you find a good friend, you would think that this friend would last forever. I'm not saying there are no cases like this. Yes, there are incredible friends on the planet for sure, but at the same time, most of the times what happens is getting too attached to the other person, becoming too close to the other person, like speaking like regularly, chatting regularly will automatically bring you both close to each other, and when you are close to each other, automatically the flaws will be seen. So why to make things complicated? Instead, give each other space, respect each other, and just don't involve too much. At the same time, don't be detached wherein you don't pick up the call when they need you. It's not like that. Just maintain that kind of a cordial, respectful relationship, and at the same time value each other's space and privacy. That will land up as a beautiful friendship that you can cherish for the rest of your life. I know this is a pretty long video, but I couldn't help And if you think these are like real points, real time points that help you and that help everybody, your friends, your family and everything, then don't forget to give that big fat thumbs up and also share it with your friends and family. And also, just to keep our relationship precious, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell icon right beside the subscribe button, so that every time I upload a video you will be notified of it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so pleased with all your love and support. See you soon in the next video. Until then, stay happy, stay positive. Namaste.